You're gonna relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on. Tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh. Why not? Do you want one? No. I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month.
Yeah, I've been living faded, and I thought I made it. High off this hydroponic, thinking that I'm going crazy. Blocking this pain inside my mind, I just can't feel shit lately. She say I'm supposed to be the man, I told her be hella patient. Double cup on sauce now, I need to find a way out. No time for getting lost now, I GPS my thoughts now. I got my goals just mapped out. Mama told me it'd be hard times, but no need to stress now. Fighting all these demons, I'm lost when I'm dreaming. Back against the wall, bet I stand tall, top tier, nigga. Man, I never fall. It's a long way to the bottom. At the top, I'm just wondering if I ever see tomorrow. All these bottles that I sip and all these edibles that I swallow, I'm just drowning in my sorrow. Feel like the time I'm on is borrowed, man. Yeah. It's too shallow in the deep end. We gotta go a little before the end. Yeah, like I'm lost in my brain again. Yeah, and I'm shaking, man. How could I pretend? Yeah, in the making of a real OG. Stress anxiety don't approach me.
Passed out explosives? This was 2 hours ago. A man from Illinois drove to Minneapolis and was passing out explosives. 28-year-old Illinois man has faced federal charges for rioting and possessing explosive devices after he traveled to Minneapolis last week amidst the unrest caused by the death of George Floyd. According to the U.S. attorney, he has been charged with civil disorder, carrying on a riot, and possession of unregistered destructive devices. See, what I don't like about that, bro, is 90% of the riots that actually started in the looting were from policemen and undercover cops. And white people, yeah, of course. Not even the people who were oppressed. But I have seen that, those people, some of those white people, no offense, some of those people have actually, they're in that same environment that those black people are in. So they feel that unrest and they see it firsthand. So I can't understand some of them protesting, not rioting. Rioting is a cause for destruction for what? You need the things you are burning down. Like, that to me doesn't make sense, but I expect it. That's something I do expect. If you're not listening to me while I'm being passive, then maybe if I put some aggression behind what I'm doing, you will understand how I feel. So I get it, but I don't agree with the fact that they're burning down. Like, if you're gonna burn down something, burn down the thing that's causing the Justice Center. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying do things that make sense. That's it. But burn down the precinct if that's the route you're going. Don't burn down the AutoZone to where now you and 50 other people have to go there next week because you ain't got no oil. That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say don't burn down shit. Just protest peacefully. All you're doing is when you doing all of this shit, you gotta think the situation we all in. Like, apparently the corona shit went out the window. Nobody's thinking about
that.
The fact that we still have a virus, an enemy we can't see. We're still trying to figure out the means to, get that situated, and everybody's out here just making a hustle. We just had a stimulus pass through where we were able to give money to small businesses. I don't know about you, but just knowing how petty that orange motherfucker is in the White House, he'd probably mess around and take it back. Or not even that, do it, he'll finesse it. He'll probably finesse it and make it so that the small businesses or the businesses get more money. Yeah. And a regular person only get like, I don't know, $100 or something, $150 or something like that.
And that might be an over-exaggeration, but it's still...
Yeah, definitely an over-exaggeration.
But it's still something that's possible.
But it's something that I feel like he will probably try to do.
He's petty. He's petty.
Yeah.
He's petty, bro. He already said when y'all start looting, we gonna start shooting. That lets you know off jump. That's exactly what he's aiming for. He's hoping for people to loot. He's hoping for people to riot so he can go ahead and institute martial law. That's literally the transition of what's happening at this moment. The more people act crazy, the more is going to be in turn for, okay, so it makes sense for us to initiate martial law. That's going to be the end result regardless.
Then when you can't go outside, because, you know, there's somebody in a military uniform at the end of the block ready to snipe you out because you stepped outside the door.
Yeah, what?
Look, I understand the rioting, but I don't like the part where they're going and stealing stuff and all of that. And the stealing part is unnecessary.
Yeah, no, but that's what happens during riots. That's what happens during riots. That's an after effect. That's an after effect of what's going to happen when somebody is, because we breaking the shit up. We might as well take the shit from inside too. That's always going to be an after effect, and that's what I'm saying. If you're going to riot and cause destruction, do it in places that matter, because you burning down the building ain't got nothing to do.
Like the police station.
Exactly. You burning down a CVS where older people go get their medicine because they can't go to a Walmart or anything like that. You taking away from them. So coincidentally, you're also taking away lives. You're not helping at any point at this moment.
Not only that, but again with the whole COVID-19 stuff going on, you're taking people's jobs away. They're already probably barely working. Now that you done destroyed where they are going to feed the community or whatever it may be, them still staying open. Nobody's thinking about that in the midst of this. Like,
no, they're not.
You feel me? Somebody that works in retail, like their hours are already sacrificed due to this stuff. And now you just completely took away their job. They can't rebuild right away. Yes, a business probably worth billions, but they're not making money. So you think they about to go to that one store in that one state and go ahead and fix it up when they got 50 million others around the
that's probably making
country.
More money than that store. Yeah, no, they're not going to do
the
that.
most money maker, like.
So and that's
then
go ahead. No, go ahead.
And then you giving them a reason to tap into their insurance claims. Whoever, bro. That's what y'all not seeing, bro. Whoever companies these are, the real face of them, which we don't know, like whoever they actually are, they over there smiling and having.
My store got broken into. My store got set on fire. Let me go file this claim real quick. And the reason why is because the masses, which are us, we are a part of the masses. We are not no super high empowered people. No, we are the masses. We the humdrum day to day, just like everybody else. The masses get the worst end of that, bro, because they making the money off of that insurance claim. It's going to their pocket. They're not doing anything for anybody else but themselves.
And RIP to George Floyd.
Yes, first and foremost.
Just to really start that off. I know we're talking about this a lot, but I mean, it's got to be discussed. Really, it's got to be discussed.
Go ahead, because this leads into a whole nother conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I didn't feel right going into the video and felt like I kind of just skimmed over that portion of why we even, why there's so much unjust and I'm trying to think of the word, why there's so much going on commotion, everywhere. RP to him, man. And it's crazy. It's like you gotta die, and then they start to see how decent of a person you were. Like I'm trying to think of the name, and I just saw this today. He was actually like on track to make it to the NBA when he was in his prime. Like clearly when he passed and they killed him, he was an older man. But he actually was friends with, I'm trying to think of the basketball player's name, man.
He made a statement about him too.
Yeah,
the basketball player made a statement about him.
And he was saying that he was like, he just didn't have the opportunity I had. It was worse for him. It was worse off for him. So he didn't get a chance to make it, but he was in the class with me, played with me, all of that. Like, he had the scouts, all of that.
See, and what's crazy is that leads to another conversation, because it's so bad to where you see that video, and I've seen people say the same thing that are, of course, of color. But you see that video, you are outraged, you are mad, but because you've seen it so much, it's like okay.
Yeah, and
and that's the worst. That's the worst part about it. You feel that. Go ahead.
I was just going to piggyback on that and say the scariest thing, and like the media, if you pay attention, they try to do this with certain with certain things like in life. They try to desensitize you to it, so that way it becomes a norm when moving forward.
Yes, sir.
And you saying that it's just true, because knowing that in my own mind, like that's how I felt as well. I'm just like, okay, it's another one. Like here we go again. Like,
and this is what's crazy when you think about it. No black man off GP that I can think of in my own personal life had an okay interaction with a cop initially. Okay, not good, not over the top customer service, which they are supposed to do, not over the top protect and serve, which they do for people of other colors, but just okay. There's always something that has to go awry or off the chain, and then it becomes a whole different. It becomes a whole serious situation for no reason whatsoever. My own personal experience was with the boys. If I wasn't with my lady during an interaction with a cop, it went a completely different way. And I'm surprised it didn't continue to go the same way, because we are both of color.
yeah, I think I only had like one like, not to say that I haven't seen, especially coming from a place where we come from, like it's not to say that I haven't seen plenty of instances, but as far as me encountering, it's only been like probably one initial time where I was like, okay, like this is a little bit much, don't you think? Like, but I've seen tons of times. Normal traffic stops turn into, you know, we gotta get the SWAT. We gotta get the SWAT. Like, there's 15 cop cars here on this one guy that doesn't have any weapon, and it's just like his word against y'all's.
And they make him look bad because they know. I'm sorry, being a police is a brotherhood. It's an organization, and they are meant to keep each other safe.
Well, they're protected by law. That's another thing too. They're protected by law. They're like it's like some political stuff. So it's like you can't really touch them. Like when you're in politics, it's like you're practically untouchable until.
Trying to see if there was anything good. Wouldn't like that, man. Yeah, I'm about to. I'm trying to take another shot. They got another shot. Your white guilt is useless. Just stop it.
But I feel like it won't. There's no change that you could really bring. Like I said, until you like start sending them to prison for life, because then they'll start to see, okay, I know I can't do that. Like I can rough them up a little bit. I'm not saying still that's better, but I'm just saying you didn't kill them, and I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying that probably will be their mindset going forward, instead of like, oh, I can just shoot him and get away with it, and kill him and get away with it.
But honestly,
it's not.
Roughing somebody up is better than killing them, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's fucked up, but roughing up somebody or fucking somebody up rather than taking their life away is significantly better. And I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying that's the route you should take as a police officer. I'm just saying you as an officer already know you have all of the power, technically. I mean, it saddens me to see that we, as people of color, have to lower ourselves at a standard just so we won't have a bad interaction with them. We shouldn't have to lower who we are in order for the cops, or in order for the people who uphold justice to respect us or have a cordial conversation with us. And you're right. Until the people who are currently doing that are actually put away, is going to keep happening. But what's more, and I think you said this when we were having issues with everything, not us, but the
they gathered
things. Yeah. I hope they gathered it. But I mean, common sense is a comment. But what you were saying when you were like, and you know, it may be something that's very, very difficult, but I do feel that the people who are in power, who allow the laws to be made and allow those people to conduct those things, they're the ones who have to actually get out of those are the people who actually have to. You know what I mean? Those are the people who have to get out of office. Those are the people who have to be removed as well, or this pattern will continue. And even if we do put away the people who do it, that was childish. Doo-doo. But no, even if they put away the people who actually do the crime itself, those guidelines still may not be followed for everybody who does that action. If you feel where I'm coming from, some people may. I mean, that's still evident to this day. Some people are actually able to get away with it while others are being punished, and I think all should be punished for a heinous act towards the people they're supposed to protect and uphold.
Oh no, definitely. I'm not saying one shouldn't, you know.
No. This ain't. I was piggybacking off of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying. Yeah,
I wasn't. It was in no disregard to what you were saying. No, it was all in regard to what you were saying. Just an attachment to that.
But then I would say that as well too, as someone that's just standing around watching. Like, you should, if that's your partner, like you should be able to have some say so, like to him and say, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, you can't just feel, "Oh, we gonna look bad as a unit if I step in or say something." Like, definitely step, because what is it really? It's a job. On your job, like you as a manager, you can't tell me times where you haven't had to actually like. We don't have to go into full detail. That's completely fine. But right. You can't tell me about times where you haven't had to step in and show somebody the right way to do something because they did it the incorrect way.
Yeah, of course.
So that's still a job as well. So that would be, coaching in a sense. Like, hey, we don't do this. Like, we've never done this.
But the thing is, that coaching shouldn't even be taking place because that type of power and that type of position and that type of job, you already know what you're signing up for. So that means that you signed up for it with malicious intent from the beginning. To use your power whenever you see fit.
It shouldn't be, but what I'm saying now is like we're in the now of it's already happening.
Oh yeah, we've always been in the now.
Because change is always, it happens, but it's always slow and sudden. So it's like, what can we slowly do to bring it in to where it just comes to a point where you absolutely can't do that? Because we know even with laws, like, hell, tons of us would love to be able to just vote and be like, yes, another stimulus. Like,
oh hell yeah, every month
we can't do that. So, you know what I'm saying? So if we can make a subtle change each time, like, it'll ultimately make something.
Let me ask you this:
like,
out of the things that happen, and this is what's so crazy because this circles back to the beginning of our whole ordeal or of our whole banter, which is it's been, like you said earlier, 400 plus years off camera, of course, 400 plus years that we've been through something, and then on top of that 400 plus years. There is still things going on to this very day, which is institutionalized slavery.
Yeah, that's where most people's mindsets are. And I don't fault it to anybody. It's just a fault of like, just like if you were to have, I'm not saying that people with dogs, but just say if you were to have a pet. I like dogs, so that's where I'm going with this analogy. But if you were to have a dog and you raise them to be aggressive and angry all the time, or making them fight. Yeah. That's how that's their personality now. Like, because you created it that way. So it was just passed down through generations and generations of this happening. Like, it's slowly phasing out, and we gotta realize that it is. But like at the point where we are now, we probably won't see that shit. We probably won't see the big change. Like it's too hard. No, it's too hard to see that. Like, it's so much stuff that we're starting to accept and get used to the norm. Like, and I feel like there's so many instances in our history of being like who we are as like Americans. I say because that's where we are. Like, there's so many times where we stopped we stopped like our progression. Just to take over control. Like, and I was watching this interview with Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart said something that was very interesting. He said that life is like a game, and if you look at it as such, like, I like to play games, so I can definitely take this analogy. Each level, you're going to be dealt with something difficult. You feel me? Right now, me in the process of becoming a dad.
Yes.
For this level, it wasn't like that. It was less stress. Thank you. It was less stress. It was like, not saying like that's all it is. Like, it's a beautiful thing, but like it was less things to worry about. And now it's like the new level is different. There's other things I have to take in. Like, and then you keep leveling up as long as you allow it. Some people get comfortable with their level and they stay there and phase out. And now they're forever that simulation of you walk into that town on that level. Hey,
they're complacent. They're complacent with the position that they're currently in.
And I was like, bro, I totally understand that. Like,
but I understand that life only because you get used to things you get used to patterns. Patterns are something that you do throughout your everyday life without knowing. Prime example, if you go 3 weeks, say you're a workout junkie and you work out every single day, but you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a month off. That after you take that month, first of all, it's going to be hard for you to break the pattern that you've already had, which is working out every day. But once you break that pattern of working out to then it being not working out for an entire month, you then become complacent within the situation. And that's just for you to look at it at a wider perspective, because that logic can be applied at a wider perspective. Prime example, the position that people of color are currently in, and the mindset that people of color currently have. That whole aspect is built off of a pattern, which again, as he said, is passed down from generation to generation, unintentionally, but it's still done. Like, for the people of color, how many times have you had a parent say, "Oh, when you see the cops, when you see the boys, when you see 12, when you see one time, don't say nothing. Keep your head down and move. Don't look their way. Don't talk their way. Don't reach out their way. Don't try to say nothing to ask about their day. Don't do anything but keep it pushing. Don't put any of your attention in their direction." That's something that's instinctively passed down for people of color. So then it becomes a mindset and a pattern that happens multiple times.
not to say that we condone snitching. Don't snitch. Snitches do get stitches. You bitch you. Say, don't sue Snoop. Uncle Snoop.
Right. Uncle Snoop. Honestly, we do have an Uncle Snoop in our family too because of that. My uncle D, he's the closest version of Snoop, and apparently I'm Wiz. That our family has. And honestly, when you're in a big family, you have people that you could relate to the antics of celebrities because of how wide and vast your family is. They have multiple and different personalities. Did you time your shoe?
Yeah, it just felt
It felt right.
It felt weird, like leaving them untied. Like, I don't know.
I asked you why you put them on in the first place, bro. You coolin', you whooping, dog.
Oh, cause I went outside.
Oh yeah, facts. You did go outside. Yeah,
it's a fact.
Man. On a lighter note, though, I'm stuck in the galaxy.
Oh yeah,
I am stuck in the galaxy, bro. No gas.
No man's sky.
No man's sky. It died.
No, I was saying you could keep talking. We good.
Oh, okay. Shit. Damn. My dumb ass. But yeah, it's they literally project light, bro. It's fire, bro. You gotta see the second planet because that's gonna be my main base. My first base was just to set up and get past the first missions.
Oh yeah. See, I want to fully develop like each spot that I go to. It's gonna take me more time. Like me, cause I know, like I went ahead and kept doing one of the like main missions or one of the main missions with Armenius.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
I kept doing his mission, and I actually got to the point where I got past the point of damn, I don't know if you know. I got past the point of like talking to the first guy.
The Nada?
Yeah, I got not Nada. I'm still talking to him. That's the anomaly. Remember?
Yeah. That's a whole different.
When you
quest.
get that transmission from on your ship, and it's that guy, and he's talking about he's scared. He don't know where he is.
He lost. Yeah.
I got past the point of him because it comes to find out that he's like, this is early on, so it's not really going to affect your gameplay. There's millions of realities that could happen to you. Like, and he was like, for me, what did he say? Oh, he kept trying to give me the location, and I already did the mission before the first time.
Oh yeah, the first run through.
So I was like, because I already knew how it was gonna come up. I was like, it's not a location that's found on the chart. I showed it to. I even got the I got the notification of like meeting 70 aliens and stuff. So I'm like, I got the location. I don't know where it's I don't know where it's at. So he just like phased out and was just like I stopped talking to him, like I ghosted him, like I'm like, bro, I already know I'm not gonna find you and you're gonna die because the Sentinels, he was on the Sentinels are highly active. Those things, man, they are the biggest hassle in No Man's Sky that you can find, because with the highest rate of Sentinels, or the more Sentinels that are around, the more resources are on that planet. And you need those resources to build your bases, to build your ships, to do anything like that. Right now, I got 2 ships, not 3, 2. I'm trying to get a third one, but I got 2 for right now. I named them the low one, and then I forgot the name of the second one, which is like an X-wing, from Star Wars. But I gotta finish fixing that one up. But yeah, No Man's Sky is the way to go. Also, monster hunting, bro. You gotta hop back on. You gotta stop. I know you can't get past that mission. I know this. No, we
already
talked about this. We just gotta get the new ones. Like, if we invest in the new ones, I know it'll probably allow me past that. Like, I don't know what the glitch was. It was probably some digitally stuff that happened with my old Xbox. Cause like, my old Xbox, like, it got 808 like on the inside.
So you gotta do it?
Yeah, I went back to the shop, dude. Like, and the crazy story is, like, I go back to the shop. The same dude that it was this black guy at this pawn shop, and that's what I didn't understand. Like, he was giving me such a hard time because he was trying to call me a liar, like I was tripping. Like, he was like, "What's wrong with it? Why come you don't want it no more?" And I was telling him what was going on, but I could tell he wasn't a gamer. He just was
so he didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, look, for some reason, I can do anything else, but when I try to play games, which most games nowadays, and I sound like a super nerd, I'm sure of it, most games nowadays are online, and I can't play those games. Like, it'll only let me play like the version of like you just by yourself online.
Oh wow!
And I want to play with like
my brother.
Yeah, my brothers, like my friends and shit. Like, I want to play with them. Like, I can't just be up here. I'm like, what's the point of having a game if I'm just gonna be like that?
Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, I can go back to the 64 and whatnot.
We played most open worlds already, so that's why I'm like, I can't just be in an open world by myself. And he was like, you lying, this, that, and the third, talking about we don't sell broken products. I'm like, bro, I hear all of that, but for some reason this particular thing ain't working.
You want to load up?
And we kept going back and forth at it, and it got heated. And I'm over here like just calling this man all types of names, like, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not budging. I'm still within my limit of how long I had this to return it if I need my money back. So
yes, sir.
What I'm saying, and that's what I kept preaching too. Like, as I'm going at this, man, I'm like, I don't want my money back. I just want a new Xbox. That's all. Finally, a white lady steps in, bro, and she was like, she was like, listen, I understand what's going on. I understand you're frustrated. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, I don't want my money back. I know that's what y'all concerned about. I just want a new Xbox. Like, let me just go grab one over there.
And now we good.
Good. Like,
that's it.
She was like, that's what we're gonna do. Go over there, pick whichever one you want, and we'll swap it out, free of charge. You don't gotta pay for nothing. And I was like, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. And she was like, I understand. I'm sorry about that. Went away, and the new one been working. Like, I knew I wasn't tripping. Like,
so you haven't played it since you got the new one?
No, I have.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying I know you've been through that same issue where it says mission not complete. So
no, I'm saying the glitch probably happened for what I was playing it on that one, cause I got it on that one.
So did you delete it and reinstall it?
No, I didn't do that. Yes, I have.
That's what I'm saying.
When we played recently, I did that. But I was saying it might have happened there because I know, like, what is it? I got Mafia, and the same thing. Like, it's this weird thing. Like, I get to a certain point, and I know I haven't beat the game yet. It won't let me because I get to a certain point and I can't do any more missions. Like, I go to the dude I'm supposed to speak to, and for some reason it won't. I hit X or hold X, and it doesn't take on that mission. And I've deleted both of these and reinstalled them, and they still at that. Certain games haven't done that. Like No Man's Sky got the disc version, so I don't do that. But other games I've downloaded to this point, they don't do that no more. That's why I'm like, if I get the new one, it'll be newer and it'll probably work better. Like there's certain, like even with Game Pass, there's certain games that I've tried to download, for some reason they didn't work.
So this is what we'll do. I'll go ahead and pay for the Iceborne edition because I want him on this endeavor of two men, not only journeying into the galaxy in a paradoxical way, but conquering monsters as well. And I can't do this shit alone. These monsters are of another breed. I'm going to be uploading that soon as well. Shit. 4 hours of my gameplay got deleted. So I will be uploading my first quote-unquote video soon, even though it'll probably be my third or fourth. Yeah, that kind of grind my gears a little bit. No copyright, but that kind of grinded my gears. So yeah, man. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know that you guys are watching. You guys do want to see more, and we will definitely be back with another episode.
We're trying to get better at doing this, so please bear with us. Try to find a fit schedule. Like when you new doing this, and you're two actual adults that have responsibilities day to day. Like
it's a different type of ball.
It's kind of hard to get on the same schedule of. And I can see most people who are already well established and they start doing this. Like I could easily find time for that, But yeah, man. But the more support that we get, like that, ultimately like helps us out and knows that okay, we're on the right path and we can keep pushing with this. So the more likes, the more subs that we get, like that really helps. So yeah, if you could do that, like we're just two young black men out here trying to get it, in this difficult, tough world that we live in. Man.
Right. And not only being two black men trying to get it in this tough world, but we're also two black men that are business owners that are, like he said, working regular 9-to-5 jobs as well. We're trying to not only conquer our personal endeavors, but the business ones as well. And hopefully our personal endeavors can be our business. So your support definitely goes a long way.
Whatever that man said. But yeah, man. Yeah. Like, sub, leave a comment. Maybe leave a comment about something you want to talk about or want us to discuss. We'll get into that for sure. We're always looking for more things
for
to
conversation
talk about. Like, definitely down to interacting with you guys as long as you're trying to interact with us. Like, nothing's wrong with that at all. We ain't fake, we ain't nobody.
Nothing's wrong with that.
We ain't fake, we ain't nobody. But yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.